Today on Rappler. 13 days before elections, 5 senatorial candidates lose numbers while Risa Ontiveros gains the most in the latest Pulse Asia survey. A day before May 1 celebrations, President Aquino denies security of tenure to workers. And Queen Beatrix abdicates, giving the Netherlands its first male monarch in more than a century. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The latest Pulse Asia survey shows voting preferences for 5 senatorial candidates plunge. This was announced 13 days before the May 13th elections. An April 20 to 22 Pulse Asia survey shows a drop in numbers for Senator Coco Pimentel, Senator Gringo Onasan, Senate Minority Leader Alan Peter Cayetano, Cagayan Representative Jack Enrile, and Nancy Binay. The decline in their voting preference brings down their rankings except for Enrile, who retains the 11th to 16th spot. Among the 16 bets who have a statistical chance of winning, only former Census Chief Grace Poe and former Akbayan Representative Risa Ontiveros increase their numbers. Poe now occupies the 3rd to 4th spot, up from her previous rank of 4th to 10th place. Ontiveros breaks into the list of potential winners for the first time, ranking 12th to 17th from her previous rank of 16 to 18. Still topping the list, a re-election is Senator Loren Legarda and Chis Escudero, tied at 1st to 2nd place. Poe comes in at 3rd to 4th, followed by Cayetano at 3rd to 7th. At 4th through 9th place is former Las Piñas Representative Cynthia Villar, followed by Senator Sonny Trillanes and Bam Aquino at 4th to 10th place. Tied in rank 5 to 11 are San Juan Representative J.V. Ejercito and Nancy Binay. Pimentel registers the biggest decline, ranking 6 to 12 from his previous rank of 4 to 10. Aurora Representative Sonny Angara is at 8th to 14th place, followed by resigned Senator Mig Zubiri at 10th to 16th. Tied in 11th to 16th are Onasan and Enrile. Rounding up the top 16 are Ontiveros and former Senator June Magsaysay. This is also Magsaysay's first time to break into the winning list in the Pulse Asia survey. The survey shows an 11 to 5 combination in favor of Team Pinoy. President Benigno Aquino says Albay Governor Joey Salceda backs the administration slate even after the governor welcomed United Nationalist Alliance candidates over the weekend. Some Team Pinoy candidates questioned Salceda's appearance with the Una bets. In a press briefing Tuesday, Aquino says Salceda sent him a message saying he was being, quote, extra hospitable because it was the climax of the Daragang Magayan Festival. The president quotes Salceda as saying he's still firm in his commitment to deliver a 10-2 victory for Team Pinoy in Albay, with the 2 Una bets being San Juan Representative J.V. Ejercito and resigned Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri. Salceda says, though, he will personally vote for the vice president's daughter, Una bet Nancy Binay. With a little over a week before the polls, the Purple Vote, it's exactly 13 days before the polls. The Purple Vote campaign endorses 7 senatorial candidates known for their support of the reproductive health law. The candidates all belong to Team Pinoy: Sonny Angara, Bam Aquino, Alan Peter Cayetano, Chis Escudero, Risa Ontiveros, Loren Legarda, and Grace Poe. Although the candidates' pro-RH stance is a major criterion in the choice, LICAN Director Dr. Junis Melgar says the group based its decision on the candidates' solid and consistent support for the RH law, support for other progressive measures like the sin tax law and FOI, and the candidates' integrity. In March, Melgar says the group launched the Purple Vote campaign because they wanted to, quote, defend the candidates because they're really being undermined. The Purple Vote campaign was introduced after the Catholic Church unveiled its Team Buhay and Team Patay campaign, asking voters to reject supporters of the RH law. Missing from the list are 2 senatorial candidates listed under Team Patay: Makabayan senatorial candidate Teddy Casino and Una senatorial bet Jack Enrile. Teachers under the Group Alliance of Concerned Teachers, or ACT, demand 6,000 pesos in pay for the services they will render as Board of Election inspectors for the midterm elections. ACT Chairperson Benji Valbuena says teachers deserve additional 2,000 peso pay from the 4,000 peso set by COMELEC.
Ang pakiramdam namin, lagi na lang argabyado yung mga teachers before, during the election, and after the election. Kaya nananawagan kami ng proper compensation para sa lahat ng mga teachers na maninilbihan sa election darating.
In 2010, teachers received 4,300 pesos during the first automated elections in the country. Valbuena says BEIs, or Board of Election Inspectors, have to handle around 1,000 voters per precinct under the automated elections, unlike when the polls were implemented through a manual system. ACT also seeks legal assistance from COMELEC and 5 days of service credits. But COMELEC Chair Sixto Brillantes says the poll body already answered the concerns of teachers through Education Secretary Armin Luistro. Brillantes says teachers will be given legal assistance by at least 3 groups: the Legal Network for Truthful Elections, or LENTE, Integrated Bar of the Philippines, and the Public Attorney's Office. President Benigno Aquino on Tuesday, April 30th, denies the demands of labor groups to certify the security of tenure bill as urgent and to raise tax exemptions. In a pre-Labor Day speech Tuesday, Aquino says certifying the tenure bill is, quote, against the law and runs counter to our agenda to create jobs. He cites the negative effects in the long term, adding only 1.8 million would benefit, while an estimated 10 million Filipinos could lose their jobs if the bill in its current form gets approved. Aquino adds, raising the 30,000 pesos ceiling for tax exemptions to 60,000 pesos would reduce tax collections by 2.74 billion pesos. Labor group Trade Union Congress of the Philippines is dismayed by Aquino's speech. TUCP spokesman Alan Tanjusay says, quote, we were expecting something to hold on to. Trade unions and labor groups are at a loss. Willem-Alexander becomes Dutch king Tuesday after his mother, Queen Beatrix, signed her act of abdication in Amsterdam. The 46-year-old Willem-Alexander is the first male monarch of the Netherlands since 1890. He replaces his mother, Queen Beatrice, who ends her 33-year reign. In a televised address Monday, the 75-year-old monarch bids farewell to the nation in her role as queen. Thousands gather in Dam Square early Tuesday, hoping to catch a glimpse of Willem-Alexander and his Argentine-born queen-to-be, Maxima. In an interview weeks before the ceremony, Willem-Alexander says he has been preparing for his new role by taking on more duties in a bid to shake off his Prince Pils image as a hard-partying and troublesome royal. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 3, Malaysia braces for its closest general election ever. On May 5, when voters cast their ballots, it will be the first time in the country's history that they do so without knowing the eventual winner. The ruling coalition, headed by the United Malays National Organization, UMNO, has been unbeaten since independence in 1957, but the rising Pakatan Rakyat Opposition Alliance promises to end authoritarianism and corruption. A loss by UMNO's Barisan Nasional ruling coalition threatens a Malay elite accustomed to political dominance and its rich business perks. At number 6, Afghan President Hamid Karzai confirms Monday that his office received money from the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, over the past decade, reportedly handed over in suitcases and backpacks. Karzai thanks the U.S. spy agency for what he said was money well spent, just hours after the New York Times reported Karzai's office received millions of dollars in cash in a CIA effort to win influence. He said the money was used for good causes in Afghanistan, where endemic corruption undermined efforts to establish a stable state more than 11 years after the U.S.-led invasion to dislodge the Taliban. And at number 9, in a Fortune magazine cover story, Mark Zuckerberg reveals he made a bad decision in 2010 because he was concerned he would miss the next wave. In 2010, Zuckerberg focused Facebook's engineers on designing a Facebook app that could operate on any smartphone, betting that standalone mobile apps would go away. They didn't. The buggy and slow Facebook app soon became, quote, one of the biggest mistakes we've ever made. He then made sweeping structural changes. In early April, Zuckerberg introduced Facebook Home, a new way to provide its customers with a rich Facebook experience on mobile phones. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. NBA center Jason Collins is the first active player in a major professional American team sport to reveal he is gay. Collins, a 12-year NBA veteran, comes out to Sports Illustrated in a major cover story released Monday. He says, quote, I didn't set out to be the first openly gay athlete playing in a major American team sport, but since I am, I'm happy to start the conversation. His twin brother, Jaron Collins, who also plays in the NBA, writes his reaction to Jason's coming out in the same Sports Illustrated issue. He says, quote, at the end of the day, this is what matters. He's my brother, he's a great guy, and I want him to be happy. Jason's gesture earns the support of many, most notably tweets from former U.S. President Bill Clinton and NBA All-Star Kobe Bryant. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator that's in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected Filipinos emotionally. They're the ones that people have voted on the mood meter the most. If we take a look today, you have map. This is an interactive map of the poorest provinces in the Philippines. You have 54% sad, 31% angry. The story you just saw, the NBA center, Jason Collins, I'm gay, the reaction. You have 67% inspired, 23% happy, 5% are sad, and 5% don't care. The story that's gotten the most votes in the mood meter in the last 24 hours is actually a commencement speech at UP by the UP valedictorian, Tayo ang Bayani. 82% inspired, 12% happy, 6% annoyed. That inspired, leading to the mood of the day. Take a look. It's a green day today. Most people are inspired. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Tuesday, April 30th, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today. We leave you with images from Patricia Evangelista's video on actress Heart Evangelista. She talks about Senate race frontrunner Cheese Escudero.
If this is what it takes to keep you and to have you in my life, then I'd go for it. When he said that, I just said, wow, power is not the only theme that's important to this guy, or it's not even important to him. He's brave, he stands for what's right, he knows he loves me, and he stood by my side. I think that's why it's worth fighting for.
You think he would make a good president?
Yeah, no doubt about that.